We got Ted Pike joining us for about 10 minutes. They're really close to passing the hate crimes bill. They have the cyberbullying bill that says if you hurt someone's feelings, it's a federal felony. They're passing bills all over the country that devastate the Second Amendment. California to make you biometrically scan to buy ammo and register you. Schwarzenegger signed it. I haven't even gotten to the 5 hit pieces against me. And I don't usually cover hit pieces, but these are so desperate by the establishment. I'll either do it today or tomorrow. We've got a former Hitler youth coming on to talk about the police state in the next hour. And then I want to get into Obama and the Peace Prize. There's just so much. But I thought of a parable this morning. A good analogy of the unconscious nature of humanity. I was in a hurry. Shaving. Got up, hung out with the kids. Did some research, jogged, jumped in the shower, shaved, cut myself really bad, for a shaving cut. And I thought about how every time I get in a hurry and I'm not thinking, hey, this is a dangerous razor, is when I cut myself. And sometimes really bad because I'm like, I mean, really sharp razor, getting it done fast. And it's the same thing. I was driving back from Port Aransas with my family yesterday. I took the kids to the beach, tail end of summer. And a person almost came out of their lane and hit us once. I looked in the fog and rain, didn't see a car that was gray, blended in, almost hit that car. And I thought about how it's the things that we do that are dangerous every day, that we do every day, that we get a blind spot for because we're just immersed in it. We have to get conscious of the police state and the deadly vaccines and the government corruption and the wars and the lies. I mean, this is heavy stuff. Getting on the highway, driving 75 miles an hour with your children down rainy roads is the most dangerous thing statistically you'll ever do with your family. It's the #1 cause of death. Just like government is the #1 cause of unnatural death. We better be worried about governments. They killed 200 million people last century. A shaving cut isn't deadly. But it'll remind you how when you're not thinking, doing something fast, you get killed. So everybody drive safe out there. Everybody think about what you're doing. And it's the same thing with the New World Order. You drive every day. How do you make yourself realize how dangerous it is? With big, giant trucks going 70 miles an hour right beside you. You're driving along with your precious babies. That I would give my life up for them in a second to protect them. But I couldn't stay conscious enough to almost not pull into the wrong lane and smash into somebody. And I had somebody else almost do it to me. And every time I'm on the highway on a long trip, I see carnage. It's the same thing. We have this evil world government, but because we live here every day, we live with its corruption every day, dealing with it, we don't consciously get how serious it is. So take your time when you're shaving. Take your time when you're driving. And think about the government and what it's doing. Do we have Ted Pike? We're going to go to Pastor Pike here in just a moment. I wanted to bring Ted up because it's the only time we have to have him on, and I wanted to get him up today because gold is at $1,055 today, and I haven't talked to Ted since last Friday. The owner of this company is a gold broker, one of the most trusted names out there. It's where I get my precious metals. I got some last week as backup money for this office and operation. Better than real estate, better than anything. And it's more than tripled in the last 7 years. I wanted to briefly have Ted come on because he bought gold when it was lower. He sold out of almost all of it. It's gone up some, but still lower than what gold's trading at. He's about to run out of that gold and silver. See, the market just goes up and up and up because they're killing the dollar. Here's Bloomberg. Dollar reaches breaking point as banks shift reserves. Ted Anderson, give us a quick report on what you've got to offer to the listeners today.
Yeah, sure. I'll make it real brief. Obviously, yes, the dollar is falling today. That's why gold is going up. We did see 1,060.30 so far today. What I have right now presently that's at the older prices right now is the $10 Liberty still at $818.50. Walking Liberty halves still at $869. British sovereigns and francs have just moved up just a little bit. Currently right now the British sovereign is at $293, which is $3-4 more than it was last time I was on the air with you. The franc at $238, again, just a little bit higher than what it was before. The gold market is very hot, and it's actually better that the thing is holding like this. And we were trading in this 1,050 range now for about a week. And when it breaks through this, it'll hold better because of the fact that it's solid. It isn't just bouncing like a basketball all over the place. But yeah, indeed, right now, Alex, if you can get into the gold and silver market, I'd get in. The stock market, everything else that's going on out there, we all know there's trouble. The oil countries detaching their valuable oil from the dollar. That means that that places like China are going to have to trade to something else in order to buy their oil. What do you think they're going to do with their dollars they hold in reserves? I mean, it's just going to create this tremendous liquidity problem for the United States currency, which means lower prices on the dollar. It also means rising prices in commodities like gold and silver, oil, and everything else. So if you want to park yourself into something that I consider safe, and I'll give you that's my opinion, many others agree with me, but I consider it much safer to have the dollar or to have gold than it is to have a fiat paper currency. So I recommend that you get into gold, and you get into gold now.
And I happen to know that's what you hold. That's what I hold. Again, what has gone from $280 an ounce the last 7 years to $1,055? They are in the process of killing the dollar. Is it this year or next year? I don't know. They are now saying they're going to kill it. They've gone from should we kill it to how are we going to kill it? They've gone from should we get rid of it a year ago to how do we gut this Christmas hog? We're now down to the wire. Ted, in layman's terms, what did you buy this gold at in the market? What level was the market with this group of gold versus $1,055 an ounce?
Well, this is the stuff that I picked up right when gold was breaking from 900 to 1,000. The francs and the British sovereigns priced in the marketplace today. British sovereigns are going to be over 300 now. Francs are going to be trading in that $240 range.
And you're selling them for what? Explain this.
Well, right now I'm trading the francs at 238, and I'm trading the British sovereigns at 393. But how about this? How about what's left over on my Walking Liberty halves out of the 50 bags that I picked up at that 869 level? That stuff is going to go up like crazy because silver is almost, well, what is it? Silver right now is sitting at, I didn't give that price, $17.78. Do you realize that I picked up those walkers when silver was trading between $11 and $12 an ounce?
Yeah, you're paying the $12 an ounce factored into the market price when it's at 17, about to go to 18. Here's the toll-free number, 800-686-2237. It's on your screen for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, 800-686-2237. Ted, can you hold this till midnight?
I will be, yes.
800-686-2237 or MidasResources.com. Tell them it's the Alex Jones radio special or you will pay more. 800-686-2237. Thank you so much, Ted.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
All right, there goes Ted Anderson. One more time, 800-686-2237. We have a man who was a Hitler Youth coming on, wrote the book, Defeating Totalitarian Lie, a former Hitler Youth warns America. That's coming up. I want to go to Reverend Ted Pike, and we appreciate him joining us. We'll give you his website. No one out there has fought the hate crimes bills, the cyberbullying bills like this man. You know, they'll use a poor person beaten to death by people to try to pass these laws. They openly say they want to ban denying climate change. They want to ban reading from the Bible. Canada's already started it. They want to restrict in the Cyberbullying Act. It says if you hurt someone's feelings, not even call for violence, you can be federally charged. This is all happening. And this could be on Obama's desk very, very soon. This is very serious. Reverend Ted Pike, thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, Alex.
Tell us the latest, sir.
Well, I'll give you a little background here. Most of our listeners are probably aware that the federal hate crimes bill passed the House and Senate this spring, and in the Senate, the hate bill was attached as an amendment to the annual defense authorization bill. Now, America has a rare opportunity right now, I believe, to actually destroy this federal hate crimes bill, because this spring and throughout the spring and summer, Obama has been warning Congress that he will veto any defense spending bill if it asks $100 billion for extra F-35 warplane engines. Now, that's exactly what the House and Senate are asking right now. They are demanding an extra $100 billion for extra F-35 warplane engines. They are defying Obama, and they are putting him in an excellent position to stand his ground. This is his first veto threat to Congress. He has a lot to lose if he loses this veto threat. And I believe that if Americans avalanche through email the White House website today, we could see a real possibility that if Obama saw a tsunami of protests coming in against the F-35 engines and encouraging him not to pass the defense authorizations bill, I think there's a window of opportunity that he could be encouraged to stand true to his promise and actually veto the hate crimes authorization bill package. And that, of course, would mean the end of the hate bill in this Congress. And so I'm just encouraging people to send in emails now to the White House website, and I'll just briefly give that. It's www.whitehouse.gov/contact.